Hi, my name is Calista Knight. Unfortunately, Mr. Joseph Yar was unable to do his presentation this evening, so instead, I will be doing his portion in identifying verbal and nonverbal communication differences when conducting business in Japan. Now, in Japan, we are known as Westerners. And as a Westerner, we tend to communicate more verbally rather than non-verbally. Whereas in Japan, a lot of their communication relies less on verbal and more on nonverbal, such as body language, facial expressions, the tone of our voice, the rise, the fall, the pause. So it's important to keep this in mind when business opportunities arise. Now, when it comes to the United States, the ideal way to communicate is to speak direct and clear about the issue. Being very blunt is very common when doing business in the United States. Whereas in Japan, it is more ideal to hint about an issue. Being direct can be clumsy at times. A go-between or a middleman is used when delicate or important matters are at hand. Verbal communication is seen only as a minor part of the Japanese culture presentation form. When it comes to nonverbal communication, the United States usually greets with a handshake. Now in Japan, this is not part of their custom. Instead, they tend to bow. In the United States, eye contact shows that you're interested. It's also a sign of respect. Whereas in Japan, lowering the eyes is a sign of respect. So it's important to know this because they may not be keeping direct eye contact, and we shouldn't take this as an insult. But as long as we have the information and knowing that this is part of their culture, we can continue on with our business rather than having it cause a problem or situation. Another custom in the United States is pat on the back. Japanese frown upon contact. There's even some shopkeepers in Japan that actually place the change on a plate so that they can avoid any kind of contact. So keep this in mind whenever you're doing business in Japan. They do not like any kind of contact, so patting them on the back or anything like that may not go over well. So this concludes the verbal and nonverbal portion of differences in conducting business in Japan, and I hope this aids you in any opportunities that may arise. Thank you.